Last time we moved all of our code into our local file system and downloaded Sublime Text 2 in order to edit that code. This time we're going to set up a Git repository with which to manage the versions of our code. Git is a very popular source code management system that will help you to work on code, especially when it gets larger. So the first thing we got to do, and let's refresh your memory, we saved 3 files in this tic-tac-toe folder, and now we want to initialize the Git repository. We can run this by typing git init. By the way, this assumes that you've installed Git, obviously, and I'll try to provide some links that will help you get started with installation. Notice that I've set up my terminal, or my shell, to display the branch that I'm on. We're currently on master, which is the default when you initialize a repository. What I'm going to do is add my files, git add game.js, git add index.html, and git add main.css. I'm going to type git status, and note that there are 3 changes to be committed. I'm going to type git commit. Vim will open and allow me to edit edit the comment for this commit. You can set the editor that you use to edit the comment to really edit anything you want to use. So just type first commit added files necessary to run game. And note that 3 files have been created and they've been committed. If you're coming from a SCM such as Subversion, you may be confused as to what seemed like maybe an extra step. When you run git add, that actually adds the file or the changes that you want to a staging area, and git commit is what commits the change. And git commit will commit the change, but to your local repository. Git is a distributed version control system, and so we can have repositories locally hosted on something like GitHub, and hosted multiple locations, whereas with Subversion you typically have, and I think you can only have one main repository. And when that happens, you have to deal with things like locking. So distributed version control is becoming very popular, if not already more popular than traditional version control. So what I'm going to do, I want to push the code to GitHub. So I'm going to log into GitHub and create a repository. Tic-tac-toe tutorial. And right now this is going to be private because I'm just not sure I want to expose this yet. So I'm going to create a repository. I'm going to copy this SSH link, and I'm going to type git remote add origin and that link. What this does is adds new remote. A remote is a remote repository that we can push and pull changes from and to, and it's going to be called origin. and that's just because that's just convention. The primary remote repository is called origin. Now we can do git push u origin master. The -u, well, push part means to push the code to the remote, and we're pushing to the remote origin, and we want to push the master branch, and the -u means that we want to track, um, we want the local master branch to track the remote master branch, meaning when there are changes to the remote master, we want the local master to update accordingly when we issue a git pull. Okay, so I've pushed my code up there, and we can refresh GitHub here, and notice that there are changes. That's pretty much all I wanted to show today, and learning Git is, hours-long tutorial in of itself, and needs to be mastered. And part of why I'm showing you, how to move code to your local system and how to initialize Git is because I'm going to be doing so in future videos, and hopefully you'll learn more bit by bit. There's much more to Git than I've shown here, but I don't want to deluge you with all the details um, at the start. Um, so, so yeah, that's it for this time, and I hope you'll watch the next video.